Hello, welcome to the lecture series on engineering thermodynamics. In this session, let us continue with the second law of thermodynamics. Here, we'll calculate work and heat interactions of heat engines, calculate efficiency of heat engine, calculate COP of heat pump and refrigerator. Now, let us consider this example. A reversible engine, as shown in figure, during a cycle of operation draws 5 megajoules from 400K reservoir and does 840 kilojoule of work. Find the amount and direction of heat interaction with other reservoirs. You please look at this. There is a heat engine. This is a reversible heat engine. It is drawing 5 megajoules Q1 like this. From 400K reservoir, it is drawing 5 megajoules from 400K reservoir and it is giving out 840 kilojoule of work. Correct. Then it has to reject the heat. So we have to find the amount and direction of heat interaction with other reservoirs. Whether heat is rejected to this reservoir as well as this reservoir, or heat is also drawn from other reservoir, we have to find out. Let us start writing the solution. This is the 400K reservoir. Okay, it is taking an heat. This heat engine is taking an heat Q1 double dash and Q1 dash. Out of these, let us assume it is rejecting an amount of heat Q2 to a reservoir whose temperature 300K. Another reservoir whose temperature is 200K. This is 200K. Correct? So the net work, I am just splitting this engine as, instead of heat engine, I am putting it as heat engine dash like this. Single dash and double dash, right? 2 heat engine. But total work is 840 kilojoules. Go back to the previous slide. This is the source. This is the source I have shown. I have assumed these two as sinks. One is 300K sink, another one is 200K sink. The heat rejected to 300K sink is Q2. Heat rejected to the 300K sink is Q3. So amount of heat it is drawing here from here is Q1 dash and this is Q1 double dash. The net work it is producing 840 kilojoules. Now really what I have to find out is what is this Q2 value, Q3 value, Q1 value, right? All these things. Q1 plus Q1 double dash, that is nothing but total Q1 is given as 5 megajoules. If you look at in this example, this M should be capital M. It is megajoules. Otherwise, if it is small m, it is going to be millijoules. Okay, that's fine. Now it is, the solution is like this. Look here, Q1 dash plus Q1 double dash. Total it is Q1, 5 megajoules. So 5 into 10 to the power of 3 kilojoules, correct? This is given data. From absolute thermodynamic temperature scale, Q1 dash by Q2 is equal to T1 dash by T2. T1 is 400K, T2 is 300K. From this I can write Q1 dash is equal to 43 by Q2. Similarly, Q1 double dash by Q3 is 400 by 200 as I mentioned. Then I can write this. So you go back, substitute for Q1 dash here, substitute for Q1 double dash over here, then this equation will be like this. Of course, it is in kilojoules. So Q1, the total heat, like Q1 dash minus Q2 plus Q1 double dash minus Q3 must be equal to W. So again you substitute for Q1 dash and Q1 double dash and you will get Q2 plus Q3 is equal to 4160 or Q3 is equal to 4160 minus Q2. Substitute here, you will get Q2. Okay, you will get Q2. Then Q3 is equal to minus 820 kilojoules. So what is the meaning of these things? Actually, it is drawing Q2 is positive and Q3 is negative. So heat when you supply to a system is rejected by a system is negative. Its supplied to a system is positive. So here you are taking 400K, that is positive. Again, there is a mistake here. Q2 is positive. Q2 is positive. So this should be pointer option pen, right? This is again positive. This is my negative. It is negative. So Q2 4980 kilojoule from heat engine. Q380 to heat engine. Other way. It is from. Okay. Please look at the sign. Q2 is positive. Q1 is also positive. Q3 is negative. Correct? Right. Right. Next. Let us take the next example. A heat pump working on a reverse Carnot cycle takes in energy from a reservoir maintained at 3 degrees Celsius and delivers it to another reservoir where temperature is 77 degrees Celsius. Correct? 3 degrees Celsius, nothing but 276 K. It takes this is the heat pump, delivers Q4 to 77 plus 270 is 350 K. It delivers it. This is the heat pump. The heat pump drives power for its operation. Sorry, not drives, derives. The heat pump derives power for its operation from a reversible engine operating within the higher and lower temperature limits of 1007 degrees Celsius and 77 degrees Celsius. This is the source and this is the sink. From here you can find out what is the work it is produced. This work is supplied to this. For 100 kilojoules or per second, that is 100 kilowatt of energy supplied to the reservoir at 77 degrees Celsius. Estimate the energy taken from the reservoir at 1077 degrees Celsius. Okay. What is that Q1 we have to find out. So this is a heat pump arrangement. This is a heat engine arrangement. Heat engine will produce the work and that is given to the heat pump. Then heat pump abstracts heat from here and rejects it to this one. Okay, let us find out. What is the efficiency of the heat engine? two ways we can write. 1 minus T2 by T1 we can write. That is also equal to W by Q1. So the sink temperature is 350 K. Source temperature is 1350 K. That is equal to W by Q1. So you can get a value. So here it is. But W is nothing but Q1 minus Q2. Or I can write 1 minus Q2 by Q1. So I can get a relationship between Q2 and Q. Okay, that is heat pump. So heat rejected is Q4, work done is Q4 minus Q3. Correct. Similarly, T4 minus T3 I can find out. I can get the relationship between Q4 and Q3. So work output from engine is nothing but Q1 minus Q2. Work input to pump is nothing but Q4 minus Q3. They are equal. So Q1 minus Q2, Q2 minus Q3 is equal to Q1, this one, Q2 from the relationship, this one, I was substituted, is also equal to Q4, and Q3 is nothing but Q4 divided by 1.27. Okay. From this equation, I can get Q1 and Q4 relationship. This is the one relationship I can get. Q2 plus Q4 is also given 100 kilojoules. Where? Here it is. For 100 kilojoules, heat energy supplied to the reservoir at 77 degrees Celsius. Q2 plus Q4 is the heat rejected to that one. You can see here. Q2 is rejected here, Q4 is rejected over here, that becomes 100. Okay. So from here, this relationship, I can replace Q4 in terms of Q1. Substitute over here, I am going to get Q1. Energy taken by engine from reservoir at 1077 degrees Celsius is 26.71 kilojoule. So the whole idea is you must use the equations of absolute thermodynamic relations, heat pump efficiency equation, and heat engine efficiency equation, COP of heat pump and COP of refrigerator equations, and understand which are given quantities and determine the unknown quantities using this relationship. Again, a reversible engine is used for only driving a reversible refrigerator. You see here, engine is driving a refrigerator. Engine is supplied with 2000 kilojoule per second, 2000 kilowatt heat from a source at 1500 Kelvin and rejects some energy to a low temperature sink. Source 1500 K, 2000 kilojoule, it is supplied. Some part of it, work is done, some part of it is rejected. A refrigerator is desired to maintain the temperature of 15 degrees Celsius. Here, this is the refrigerator to maintain 15 degrees Celsius. So we have to take out the heat to maintain this 15 degrees Celsius and we are rejecting it. Determine the temperature of sink. This temperature, T sink. If total 3000 kilojoules per second means kilowatt of heat is received by the sink. That means this plus this is given as 3000 kilojoules. So this is given. Now you see here, work output by this is work input to this. Correct. So I have equated this. By equating this, I have got the QR value. As I mentioned, for engine, heat supplied, correct, divided by heat rejected, correct. Instead of that, right, you can write Q1 by Q2, you can write Q1 by T1. That is what exactly I have written. 2000 divided by 1500 plus Q sink by T sink. So from this, you can obtain this equation. For refrigerator also, I write this similar equation. Correct. So this is given to us. Correct. Go back to this equation, substitute over here, find out T sink. Temperature of sink is 351.28 degrees Celsius. A reversible heat engine runs between 500 degrees Celsius and 200 degrees Celsius temperature reservoirs. This heat engine is used to drive an auxiliary and a reversible heat pump which runs between reservoir at 200 degrees Celsius and body at 450 degrees Celsius. The auxiliary consumes one-third of the engine output and remaining is consumed for driving heat pump. Determine the heat rejected to the body at 450 degrees Celsius as fraction of heat supplied to the reservoir at 500 degrees Celsius. Look here, there is a heat engine. It is driving an auxiliary, some other device, some may be a mechanical device. Also, it is driving a heat pump. Correct. This heat engine is taking an heat Q1, rejecting an heat Q2. These are the temperatures. W by 3, one-third of the work is going there, two-thirds of the work is going over here. Correct? Let us find out these heat values. So, here efficiency W by Q1. That is also nothing but 1 by this temperature by this temperature. So done. I got WQ1, this relationship. COP heat pump, again you know the temperature relationships, you can write this. Also you know the heat relationship. So work I have put in this one, this value. So I have got this relationship. So divide, then you will get Q3 by Q1 is equal to this thing. So the ratio is this one, 0.7482. That's all. The Q3 by Q1 is 0.748. That's the relationship. So a reversible heat engine operates between a hot reservoir at T1 and a radiating surface at T2. Heat radiated from the surface is proportional to the surface area and temperature of surface rise to power 4. Determine the condition for minimum surface area for a given work output. Reversible heat engine operates between a hot reservoir at T1 and radiating surface at T2. Heat radiated from the surface is proportional to the surface area and temperature of surface rise to the power of 4. This one, heat rejected here. Determine the condition for minimum surface area for a given work output. Heat rejected is equal to heat radiated from surface at T2. Proportional. So, proportional to means what is that I should write? T2 proportional to surface area and temperature to the power of 4. So then I remove this proportionality constant, then I will introduce k. Okay, then fine. I've got this equation. What it is given? Q2 by W heat rejected, that is Q2 divided by Q1 minus Q2, or Q2 by W. I can also write it as T2 by T1 minus T2. Correct? I can write like this. Now Q2 value you know. This is given. This is given. Now this is known. Then from this I can find out surface area. Minimum surface area I need this. So I have to optimize. So d by d2, dd2, correct? You bring in over here must be equal to 0. So from here again differentiate and you are going to get this ratio. I am minimizing, I am finding the minimum. And T2 is the variable, that temperature I am optimizing. So again, once again, if I differentiate this, I'll get this one. Okay. Upon substituting, it is negative, that is T2 by T1 is equal to 3 is the condition for T2 square T1 minus to be maximum. So that the minimum surface area is this one. Please, what I am trying to say is that if the variation of Q2 with respect to temperature T2, if it is going like this, or I'm sorry, it is like this, this is the minimum. Correct? Look here, I have taken d by d2 and I have got this. T2 by T1 is equal to 3 by 4 or T2 is equal to T1 3 by 4. If I take the second differential and substituting for T1, it is becoming negative. Negative means if this is maximum, once again if I differentiate, I'll get this minus slope. Plus slope means I'll get over here. So the question asked is, here is, determine the condition for minimum surface area for a given work output. So T2 by T1 is equal to 3 is the condition for T2 cube by T1 T2 to be maximum. Correct? Because second differential is positive. And so the minimum surface area is T2 by T1 is equal to 3 by 4. This will be maximum, then this surface area is minimum. That's the kind of thing. Heat radiated from the surface is proportional surface area and temperature of surface raised to power. Determine the condition for minimum surface area. Surface area to be minimum, this temperature difference ratio should be maximum. That is what it is. Condition is should be maximum. You can also see here, this should be minimum so that this should become maximum. So it is very clear, when d by d2 you have done, you have got this point. Once again when I differentiated, it is showing negative slope, means this is maximum. This is a maxima, right? So since this is a maxima, since this is a maxima, so after that whatever happens is the minimum. So that's why I have checked it. It is negative. So this is maximum. So for that to happen, this temperature, minimum surface area to happen, this should be maximum. Hope it is clear. Okay. Now the question is, no, here I should plot area to be maximum. This differentiation, that is what is that I am talking about, T2 cube by T1 T2. Okay, right. A cold body is to be maintained at low temperature T2 when the temperature of surroundings is T3. Cold body is to be maintained at low temperature T2 when the temperature of surroundings is T3. A source is available at high temperature T1. Okay, then I have a heat engine, reject the heat, produce the work, operate the refrigerator to keep this temperature low. Obtain the expression for minimum theoretical ratio of heat supplied from a source to heat absorbed from the cold body. From source to heat absorbed from cold body. Heat supplied from source Q1, from cold body Q3 to ratio. So for heat engine, W by Q1. W is nothing but Q1 minus Q2 is nothing but T1 minus T3 divided by T1, efficiency of heat engine. A refrigerator, this is a COP. So I divide one by the other, whatever it is, right? Then you will get Q1 by Q3 ratio like this. So this is the relationship. You can just divide by the one by the other. That's not the thing, right? It's not difficult. So please work out this problem in a similar way, and these are similar to the problems which I explained earlier. They are no way different. Okay, so these examples definitely help you to understand, to calculate work and heat interaction of heat engines, efficiency of heat engines, COP of heat pump and refrigerator. And please work out some more examples from references given, and you will be able to understand the second law of thermodynamics in a better way. Okay, now we'll stop at this point. In the next session, we will discuss entropy, which is a consequence of second law of thermodynamics. Till then, thank you. Bye.